picture perfect conversation where I have a genuine conversation with I like to call them photo guides or the magical ones behind the lenses and the cameras that ensure that moments are captured appropriately. And today I got a special one. I know his work and I know him, but I want him to introduce himself so that you get to know him, and then you can get an understanding of what he indulges in. So introduce yourself to the people, Mr. Photo Guy, yourself.
Hi, I'm Connor Clark. I am based in the San Fernando Valley, California, and I'm a sports photographer. That's my main field of photography.
Yes, sir. Amazing sports photographer. Don't downplay it. Uh, who do you mainly do sports photography for?
I When I was in college from 2020 to 2024, was with CSUN Athletics, which is short for Cal State Northridge.
Okay, I like it. Great school. That's where I saw your work at. And you even reached out, and we had a few conversations, and I started to pay attention a lot more. And I was like, okay, he knows what he's doing. He's definitely in the realm. I always wanted to be in the sports photography realm because I've grown up loving sports so much and playing sports and being on this side, and wanting to capture moments in that field was like a no brainer. But I've never really navigated to that side fully yet. So I've always saw your work, loved it, and definitely wanted to have a conversation about how you got that journey started. So my first question that I have to you, I ask everybody. It's a stem off of one of my favorite movies of all times, which is Brown Sugar, and it's about hip hop. And the question throughout the movie is, when did you fall in love with hip hop? So of course I took it, I snatched it a little bit and flipped it. So to you, Connor, I'm gonna ask you the question: is when did you fall in love with photography?
Well, I I'm gonna be honest. Like, I actually didn't start off as wanting to be a photographer. I actually wanted to be a film director. And
Really?
yeah, but in my senior year of high school, I took a photography class, and it was very interesting. Concer- though sometimes we all don't start on knowing exactly what we have to do. Well, like I enjoyed the class until COVID hit, which forced me to go stay at the house. But when I graduated in 2020, my family got me a camera as a grad gift. It was a Nikon D5600. I
Okay.
think that was the number, and and then once I started college, I took the photography classes. Well, I so the first class was a film photography. So luckily, I had a film camera in the house, and that's how I started. That's Yeah,
Okay, I like it. Yeah, it rose into was the Nikon. That was your first camera ever?
yeah. Like during the summer of 2020, I usually went to Reseda Point to take photos of the landscape. It was with a 70 to 300 lens, and it's I think the short lens was I think 35 to 80, or I can't exactly remember. I don't use those cameras that camera anymore.
Do you are you still a Nikon shooter to this day?
No, I'm a Canon shooter. But
Smart
the next
guy.
camera I want to get is a Sony FX3, so that'd be exclusively for video.
Okay. Any interest in the XS5 that just dropped?
I actually haven't really read into that much
Oh,
yet.
okay. Okay. Yeah, they a little interesting. Sony over there. I'm a Canon shooter as well, so but I love gear, so I pay attention to all brands. I'm not opposed to shooting different brands, but I've I enjoy excuse me, shooting with Canon. So that's interesting that you say that. Why not Canon for video?
I would say like the cameras that Canon uses are very bulky, like extremely heavy. So like it's not really flexible. Like I mean I have uh the grips on the camera, so like be easier to hold it, but unfortunately like it's just holding it for an extended time really hurts my hands. Like and wrists. And like with a monitor on the camera, well, like it's easier to see on the monitor, but it's not really easy to hold the camera like for an extended amount of time.
That's
Like
fair.
I would probably have to get side grips to remedy that problem. With but I think with the Sony cameras, like it'll be much more easier because it's not as heavy.
I agree. That's totally fair. I have a R5C, and
Yep,
I'll
cinema
put a
camera.
grip I'll put a grip on the side as well, because it is kind of bulky and because of how I operate it. I just found it more comfortable with having that grip on the opposite side. So I agree 100%.
And not to mention the Canon uh, R5 Mark II and I think also the R5C lack in-body stabilization,
Yeah,
which is something that Sony has.
100%. 100%. A lot of
But
people argue whether you need it or not for like cinema or for video, but it's really a preference thing.
it would really help for sports video.
I can imagine, especially if you're running full sprint with the athletes. Is that something that you would have to do, that you have had to do?
Yeah, I
Chase
mean,
them
like
down?
I have ideas for sports videos. Like I did a video last year for a basketball player, and I actually did I like walked around the player like a 360. Well, I actually
Okay.
kind of got dizzy trying to do that.
That's a tough shot. The orbit shot.
You mean like a top down shot, like from the sky?
Or when you circle them.
Well, that right. My
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
I didn't know what that meant.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I
I,
got inspiration to do like shots like that, like from the TV show Severance, because from season 2, episode 1. I'm gonna be honest, I never actually saw the show, but it's just that scene like is very impressive on a technical standpoint. But I wanted to try to do something like that for sports.
yeah. Okay. I like it. My first scripted question, that I always, well, my second, because you answered your love for photography and how you came about in it. My first question is the first camera, and did the camera find you, or did you find the camera? But because you already answered it, I'll flip it a little bit, and I'll ask you this: what did you learn navigating with that first camera that is really beneficial for you now navigating as a photographer?
Well, when I was first using it, like I just had pretty much had no idea what I was doing. I'm pretty sure we all have that,
Everybody,
and I couldn't really I didn't really know much photographers, very few, but I couldn't visit them because of COVID.
right?
And so like it was basically on auto a lot.
Okay,
And
no
nowadays
shame,
I use manual unless auto is completely necessary.
right? Okay, so that's the biggest thing you learned is shooting on manual,
Well, yeah, it took me until I was actually in college to shoot in manual because for a film camera you don't get auto. You had to do manual. And on the first roll I did of film photography, it was basically blank because I had no idea on how the settings worked.
Mm, yikes.
Especially since you don't know what your photo looks like in camera. It's basically a like a pray and hope.
How was it navigating through that?
I actually haven't shot film in a very long in like maybe a year. So like I don't know exactly, but I actually do want to at least try it once, like maybe at a sports game, like just to see what the photos are like.
Okay, I like
Sure, it
it.
might take like a week to get the photos. Because there's a volleyball creative that she also uses film photography for a few times, and I wanted to maybe like try to do something like that again.
Really? Out there at CSUN?
No,
That you
no, in the volleyball world.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, actually my father had a well, he let me get his film camera. I haven't got it fixed because some minor issues with it, but about a year or two ago, I have aspirations to fix it and to learn film because I didn't learn film. I saw him navigate through film where he did his thing as a photographer, not professionally, but like he might as well. He always had a camera with him. But I've never jumped down that path, but I always want to. So that's interesting that you've actually partake.
Even though I haven't done it in film photography in a long while.
Well, a year's not a long while. It's a little bit of time, but at least you've done it again. Like in today's day in 2026, like that's not thought of to be a route to take because digital cameras or even your phone take such great pictures. So why would anybody pick up a film camera nowadays? So it's actually amazing that you picked it up at all.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really use my phone for photography because I was like, I have a camera. Like, what point is to use the phone? Because the camera quality is much more better than the phone camera quality.
Agreed. Agreed. Yeah, that's spoken like a true photographer, and I love it. That's why we here.
Even though my parents always ask like like why I don't really use my phone for photography.
mm, yeah, he's like, no, ma, I got the real thing. We gonna figure it out with this. What's
Yeah.
your uh, what's your lens of choice?
Well, this is sports like obviously the tip is the 70-200 2.8 lens, and I use also a 24-70 lens for like wide angle shots of like the sports venue. And I also like I actually earlier this year I actually did a shot for a basketball game. Like I put the camera like underneath the basketball net and like using the 24-70 so it'll show when the player's making a free throw. It'll also show the other players on the sides as well. But I did that shot like when it's the player's second attempt because you know like in basketball the players are like moving around to try to get the potential rebound.
Yeah.
Like I've always wanted to do that, but I didn't have that lens at that point. But now I have, so I was able to try it.
Okay. I like it. I like it. I know sports photography world, like there's depending on the sport, obviously, there's really a go-to kit that photographers normally have. So it's interesting. I always like to see what some photographers some have like a 400 fixed or 500 or a large zoom 100 to 500. So I always like to know. I always see so many different lenses from the photographers in the sports world.
I actually used a 300 lens recently on Sunday when I was at the Colorado Rockies versus the Cincinnati Cubs at Coors Field. Like
Really?
it was a part of the sports workshop I was at.
How was that?
It was good, like because I was in the higher up stands of the stadium, so like I mean, a 7200 lens is good and all, but it's just like if you had a 300 or 400 or like what you said, 100 to 400, like it would really benefit because like it even though it's not completely zoomed in, like it will still get close enough at to enough when you edit, like you won't lose much detail.
Right. Absolutely. A lot of sports video well that I've seen, especially I'll speak to the Canon world of like the R3, the obvious. Pretty much that's what it was designed for. The R1, which a lot of those are, well, the R1. I don't think the R1 is high resolution, but those cameras are geared for sports photography. So a lot of those kits are equipped with that as well, with
Hopefully
those
one day I'll
bodies.
get one.
Which one, the R1 or the R3?
Either one. Because the more camera bodies you have in sports, the better. Because like so you don't have to continuously switch lenses in the middle of a game when you can have it with you at the spot.
Absolutely. What would be your ideal if you money wasn't a thing? What would be your ideal setup? Let's do an outdoor sport.
Well, I would say like with a sport like soccer and football, like
Hmm.
those are like sports that like having a long lens is pretty much very beneficial because like if the players aren't or if the action are on the other side of the field, like you would need that lens to at least get a good photo. And
Right.
so I would say a 400 2.8 lens on a Canon R1 or R3,
Love it.
and with a Canon R5 or R5 Mark II with a 70 to 200, because because like that would help, like because like it allows you to zoom in like without losing much quality.
Absolutely.
And finally, probably a 2470 or 24 to 105 2.8 lens on what basically any camera of the Canon, but a R5 or R6 or R3 R1 like or R even R7 and R8 like it would still work because like it's just the close up shots like maybe like when a team celebrates the win.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I like that. I wish you nothing but success on getting all of that because that sounds like a mean setup.
Well, we gotta I gotta save up a lot.
You'll get it one shot at a time.
Is that a
I
pun
like.
with the camera pun?
Yeah, it was. And it's also a transition to my next scripted question. Is first shot. Uh, first shot is uh, you expound on when you got your first opportunity. It could be in the sports world in which you're navigating through, or just in general with your camera. What was the first opportunity or the first shot that you received when somebody took a chance on you?
The first team that I got to take photos of at CSUN was the CSUN women's soccer team. It was during the summer 2021. I met them at CSUN at North Hills Park after I was taking photos of soccer for my friends, and I show I when I was in high school, like I was a huge sports person. Like I knew a bunch of the athletes, and that's how. And when I saw the CSUN, because basically I'm school spirit, like, and I showed them the work that I did for the soccer for my friends, and they liked him, so they invited me to a few more practices during the summer. And then when season started, like I got to take photos of the games for the fall sports, which included women's soccer, men's soccer, and women's volleyball, and the cross country team. And I started with the Daily Sundial, which is the school newspaper at CSUN.
Really?
So like that's how I started with sports photography, and the Daily Sundial got me to do that. So like my sports photos would be in the school newspaper.
Yikes! How was that feeling? Seeing your work published, and yeah, it's a local publication, but how was it to see your work on display and people get to view it?
It felt incredible because like find like seeing stuff that I made like and shot like it was just like the whole school would get to see it. What the students, the athletes, and even other photographers as well. And because of that, like in 2022, I got to be an intern for CSUN Athletics.
All the athletic teams.
Yes,
Okay,
like I go to as many games as I possibly can.
really?
Like like I was just like so dedicated. Like to me, like taking photos of the teams is not just enough. Like it's being dedicated to the school and the itself. That's why like it was just so much easier. Like I wasn't taking photos just to be a better photographer. I was taking photos to capture historic moments of the games. Like because we could play against teams that like could be like a make or break. Like it could get us into the tournament or the postseason, like for a conference.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, I knew. There's a couple athletes from CSUN that I photographed. Olivia, forget her last name. She played basketball. Um, and Audrey, I forget her last name. I call her A Money. She was on the track team. The a beautiful facility. Been out there to photograph. I love CSUN. It's a hidden gem, um, in comparison to all the other great schools over here in the LA area.
I mean, like it's just I've been to CSUN for many years, even before I actually got set foot on the campus as a student. Like I was always like nearby because I'm basically like a mile from CSUN.
But yeah.
And when I was little, I went to the summer camp as well. So basically, I haven't pretty much left CSUN anywhere, like because it's always with me.
You're from the San Fernando Valley?
Yeah, I live in North Hills.
Okay, okay. Anybody watching this that may not be in the LA area, that is what people here locally call the Valley. That is taking me 7 years to understand when they say I'm from the Valley. I'm like, okay, what does that mean?
I mean, I don't blame you. I mean, there's Simi Valley, San Clarita Valley, San Gabriel
Yes,
Valley.
yes. There's a bunch of valleys. It's taking me 7 years to really understand that and actually know where those areas are at. So I like it. That's a good place to be at. Probably extra hot around this time of the year, but I guess it is what it is.
Valleys tend to be more hotter than other areas. I
Yeah,
learned that in geology in college.
yeah. In Ventura County, so over here by the ocean. So it
A
doesn't
mile
get as hot.
than over here.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, I like it. Love the first opportunity, the first shot. All these scripted questions are on play on photography terms. So my next one is in a flash. So this is like a speed round of this or that, based off of the conversation we've had thus far, and just want your opinion on which one you prefer. So I'll freestyle it. I didn't script this, but based off of what you've already said, I'll ask you kind of what your preference is. So when it comes to sports photography, which one do you prefer? This or that, or in a flash? Indoor, or outdoor photographing?
I would
S-
say indoor because like indoor there'll be a consistent lighting. So because outdoors, the lighting conditions could change in like a few seconds. Like clouds could block the sun, or like it'll start to get nighttime and the sunset. And you had to change your settings quickly. But indoors, like you could have it set.
Okay, I like it. Also, being a sports photographer, primarily, um, lighting is a can be a wishy-washy thing. So, what do you prefer? Do you prefer the natural light coming from the sun, or that when there's some lights coming or some lights within the building or outside, some constant lights, some LED lights?
Uh, I don't really think they use LED lights during the games. I would say with the natural lighting, it would like it it works because and it works for a photo. So like it would keep it consistent because like it's what you're seeing with your eyes. With LED lights, like it's not exactly real. Like it looks something like more like a film production.
Yeah. Depending on the school, depending on the game, the sport, I guess, can vary on that. I've seen a lot of crazy stuff, so maybe the more higher profile sports and games, maybe they utilize all that artificial stuff. My final one, this or that. So you're photographing outdoor. I mean, you only get one lens to use. Um, let's say soccer, because you mentioned soccer. Are we going with a 70 to 200 2.8, or are we going with a 100 to 400, but it has a variable aperture of, I don't know what it is, 5.6 to 7.1? Which one you using? You only get one.
Well, it because most soccer games tend to happen at night, so having a aperture of 4.5 is not really a benefit. So even if the 7200 lens is a little more shorter, I would have to go with that because I would at least get the 2.8.
Okay. Shoot the whole game at 2.8.
Yes.
I like it. Okay. Great choice. I've been eyeing the 100 to the 400, so that's why I threw that one in there. And I don't know anybody that owns it yet, but I know people do because they keep making it.
I mean, it helps with during daytime games.
Yeah, just at night, you just gotta switch it out.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay, in the flash. That's in the flash. I appreciate that. That was freestyling off the top of the brain. I'm still getting better. I'm working at getting better at this, so that wasn't too bad. I appreciate your responses on that. That was pretty good. The next one is oh snap. And it's gear something photography related that you have your eye on purchasing, something that you are itching to buy right now. Oh snap. And it don't have to be today. It could be something in the next year or so that you got your eye on. What is that?
I mean, from what we talked about earlier, it's the Sony FX3. Because, like, if you ever heard or watched the 2023 movie called The Creator, the cinematographer used a Sony FX3 camera to film that movie.
Absolutely.
And I just think that would be perfect for the perfect camera to use for sports videography.
I agree. Definitely a great camera. It's been copied, the Canon C50 has definitely taken some lessons from the FX3. It's a great camera for sure. Even with the FX5 just dropping, like it's an elevated FX3, but it's definitely a groundbreaking camera for sure. Yeah, whether you shoot with any brand, it's hard to not like the things that camera has or can produce. So I like that. You gotta switch it. So you're a Canon shooter. You get that. I mean, you gotta get some new glass. You prepared for that?
Yes, because if I was willing to get the Sony FX3, that means I'm willing to get the lenses as well.
Yeah. Native lenses or you going third party? That's the biggest thing with Sony is you can get a lot better options when it comes to third party options. Is that part of the decision making too?
Not exactly. I was very likely going to get the Sony lenses anyway.
Okay. Okay. I like it. I like it. Okay. That's oh snap. We're eyeing the FX3. I look forward to seeing you snapping with that. I can't wait to see that come to fruition very, very soon. The next scripted question I have is shut her up. A moment that would surprise me or the listeners that end up watching this of an extremely beneficial lesson that you have learned throughout your photography journey. What is that?
Uh, I would say one of the most beneficial lessons is just don't overthink it. But we still have moments of overthinking the situation when you're taking photography.
Right.
But like, it's just like if like don't always compare yourself to other photographers. Like, I mean, you could try to be better at it, like to learn from example,
Right.
but just don't overthink that process too much.
I agree. How did you get there to that understanding or that aspect that you're annotating?
Probably around the second year when I first started with photography.
Okay. Did you find yourself comparing yourself to other photographers?
Yeah, it's just mainly because I wanted to understand so I could better on how I could improve.
Okay. I like that. No, that's definitely hard, especially in today's era where, social media is at our thumbs and our fingertips where you get to see what everybody else is doing. It's hard not to compare, right? But the moment that you do find maybe your voice or your eye, it makes it easier to align with those that are doing the same things that you are or that are doing things that you're inspired to do. And it kind of helps you to cut out the noise. So if you see somebody else doing something amazing, you don't have to feel envious because that's what they're doing, but it's not necessarily what you're doing. And maybe the ones that are doing what you're seeking to do, then to build a relationship with so that you can figure out how to get there as well, or just to stay and appreciate and see what they're doing, and give them kudos every now and again. Have you found it hard to link up with like-minded individuals in the photography realm?
No, for me, it's extremely easy to talk to people because I always like to meet new people. I always like to talk to people because it just feels like a great thing. Like, and also like in a photography world, like a very strong sense of community.
Hmm, absolutely. Are the photographers that you're building community with, are they basically sports photographers, or are you linking with different photographers that may shoot different things than you?
Basically, in general, like I attend workshops as well. Majority of them hosted by Sammy's Camera. Like, basically, any photographer. Well, sports just happen to make up a majority of them.
Does the
Whoever
sports photography like realm, do they have like seminars or stuff like that? Yeah, not. Ah, okay, okay. Yeah, I saw you had shot the amazing Miss Sheba. Miss Sheba, she's amazing. She also does runway out here, but amongst other things. So I saw some of her images, and I saw both of y'all shoot or posting the same thing. I'm like, oh, okay. I wish I would have known about that. I would have went down there. It looked like it was a good event. It was a great event.
it was, I mean, like not only am I learning on photography as well, it's also sports related. So like it's a perfect mix. Uh,
Yeah, it looked like it. I was jealous. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna have to tap in with those. Especially when you have the great models, the great theme, like the energy was there. Was it sponsored? Like any lenses or equipment being able to be used during the shoot? Shout out to Sammy's. I'm gonna have to get out there one day. Describe your shooting style using three movies. How would you describe your shooting style? Your eye.
I would say one of them would be Blade Runner 2049,
Okay, I
the
like it.
2017 film that which is a sequel to the 1982 movie Blade Runner. And I believe the cinematographer's name is Roger Deakins, like one of the best cinematographers in the whole world. Like
Absolutely.
I just like the way like he has the lighting setup and the camera angles that he does. It's video, but it can be useful for images as well.
Absolutely. Okay, I like it. Two more.
There's just so many to check. But I'll go with the 2022 film, The Batman.
Oh, great movie.
Yeah,
Okay. I don't think
and
I've
it's
seen that
just like
one.
a like there's a one shot that I always like to do like in sports photography, but I kind of got inspiration from The Batman was the overhead, the top down shot, like a
Mm,
Batman with a flare, and I even use that for some games, like if a venue even has it, like Raptors. I like to call those like that the impossible shot. Not impossible, just really hard to get all the time.
yeah, absolutely. But definitely worth it.
Yeah, I mean I'm not afraid of heights, but I am a afraid of falling.
That is
But that
reasonable.
hasn't stopped me from taking photos of the games like that.
Yeah, I like it. Anything to get the shot. What's your final movie? Okay.
Asteroid City because it's just more like basically Wes Anderson in general because his movies kind of have the same type of angles. Like I've been trying to do stuff like that as well.
Okay. How's his angles? Are they very dramatic, wide? Does he do a lot of
Wide
hero
and with
shots?
the wide and with the subject basically being right in this.
Very, very unique style that you have there, and drawing inspiration from movies. That's probably how, and that's why I like to ask the question, because I'm sure a lot of us developed our eye and our style based off of what we've seen over the years in movies, some of our favorite movies. So like for me, anything Michael Bay, right? Just the way that he shoots everything. I fell in love with camera because of some of the, and one of my favorite movies in Bad Boys. Um, so I love Michael Bay. Uh, the Close Wide, like a Spike Lee movie. So I understand. I felt like I was inspired by movies. That's why I like to ask other photo guides, how do they see their eye, and was it based off a movie? So those are great three that you chose. I like that.
That's kind of ironic because Michael Bay was the director that inspired me to want to be a film director when I was in middle school. So,
Really?
so when you said Michael Bay inspired you, I was like,
Yeah, 100%. Again, me, Bad Boys, Transformers. Just in my head, etch and sketch where the reason why when I picked up a camera and I was struggling, maybe I fought internally with what I was capturing because I was seeing what I was comparing, like you mentioned, what I had saw, but I couldn't capture it. But I had to learn that. I had to develop a style of my own and kind of take what I loved from him and others and kind of make it into fits or court, and definitely been trying to do that since and still try to own it and pay homage at the same time because that's the beauty of it. We're supposed to be inspired by others, and we got to make sure we give them props and credit. When we take a piece of what they have done, and incorporate into our own. Yeah. Okay. Final question, Connor. Final frame. Closing remarks. Give advice to yourself that is just starting out photography with the knowledge that you have today. What would you tell yourself that had just received that Nikon camera and was about to partake and embark on a journey of photography?
I would say like judging by the circumstances of what the world was going through at the time because of COVID, like I would tell past me that I know it seems like there's not going to be anything to do at the moment, but be patient because the world like may seem like nothing will happen, but like you you will get through it as long as you keep taking the photos. The more you keep learning, whether it's YouTube videos or just like right on the spot, like opportunities will happen again, and they
Absolutely.
will.
Absolutely. I love it. That young Connor's gonna thrive because that is what we all need to hear, regardless on where we're at on our journey. Things will continue, and there's definitely be some highs and some lows to navigate through, but that's definitely the beauty part about the story. So that's great advice. Young Connor and those that are listening that are on that journey as well will be able to benefit from that. So thank you for that final frame, my friend. Shout yourself out, Connor. Where can the people find you at? Uh
My Instagram, that's because that's where I post my photos, sports, portrait studio, and other, and like it's at Conman Photography, CONN_MAN_photography, and my nickname Conman was actually my volleyball nickname in when I played volleyball club in
yeah,
high school. Like the club director even gave me the shirt and it said Conman on there.
really.
And then years later, like I didn't really think much of the nickname, and then some of the athletes called me it again, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna use it again.
I
And
like it.
now it's basically a staple for my photography that cannot be changed.
No, I love it. That's solidified. Con man. Thank you. It didn't start off that way. FITS stands for Forever in the Zone. FITS was the first thing that I thought about that I didn't hear and nobody had. I needed a mantra to really, help me navigate through my journey. And then me attaching that to everything. My original slogan was everything fits because fits is everything. And that helped me to navigate the lane of how to utilize fits. That's why it's a photo that fits. That's why it's picture perfect. That's why, anything that I do, I try to attach fits to it So branding was always an idea that I knew I had to have, but I really wanted a mantra. It started off as a mantra, and then it turned into what we have today. So picture perfect is more focused on video conversations, a photo that fits. Obviously, is for the photography, but everything fits because fits is everything. I like it. That was the intent, though. To be honest with you, it was to brand everything as fits. I started off. I had bracelets. People loved it. But one smart young man that challenged me said, "It's a great name, but what is it? What are you gonna do with it?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" Like, I just came up with a dope acronym.
They won't get it the first time.
No, it was what I needed because I didn't associate it with anything. I just said fits. Everything fits because fits is everything. But he's okay, and and I was like, oh, okay, a little upset. That's when we started talking. A photo that fits, and then picture perfect came a few years later, a few years ago. But just finding ways to keep the umbrella open and to thrive and to connect with people like yourself to build a community. Like I thrive on building communities because I'm an army brat and I'm a military guy myself right now. And you don't always get the opportunity to just have genuine conversation with like-minded individuals. So along my journey, I just figured that, wow, I'm trying to be extremely successful to remember to connect with others, whether they're as successful or not, and just build each other up. So that was the intent with Picture Perfect's conversations. So I appreciate you taking the time and allowing the time to fit for you.
Thank you, Courtney, for having me.
Absolutely. It was an honor. Y'all stay tuned to this amazing photo guide. Check out his work. He gave you his socials. I look forward to seeing all the amazing work you continue to do, Connor. Con man. To the next time, we meet and we get to chop it up, brother. Blessings to you, and I appreciate you.